Hey, Jim Cramer, learn the fucking law. What gets me is this guy can have a show about stocks and stuff, and I'm not saying that he's bad at calling his stocks or understanding marketplace, but what's the point unless you know the law and how the law interacts with businesses, and thus, by extension, how the people interact with businesses? The people need to know the law before businesses screw them over. The idea is for people to gain from businesses, whether gain financially, whether gain a product they like, whether, gain a better standard of living, more for their children, things like that. There's many ways to gain, but they're not going to gain if the businesses can just do whatever the fuck they want to. And that's the problem with the internet. People don't know the law, and they think that a moderator's terms of service mean jack shit other than a written admission to guilt, a written admission to fraud, discrimination, hate crime, tax evasion, embezzlement, coercion, and things like that. That's all a terms of service is admitting to committing those crimes for everybody to see, a public admission. And because of that, I just recently saw Jim Cramer talk out of his ass. Well, not even so much him, but his guest as well. About how some airlines want to, maybe use two products at the same time. One for Netflix, one for a better internet connection or something like that. And, he's like, oh, you can do that, right? Like, unless the contract says otherwise, fuck the contract. As a human being, you have the right to purchase whatever you want, whenever you want. If you didn't, that would be discrimination. If a contract tells you that you cannot take your business elsewhere and purchase something afterward, before, in between, whatever, they're just saying, I can force discrimination upon you. I can force segregation upon you. You can't fucking do that. I don't care what the contract says. And if you don't believe me, go to an attorney. Go to a judge. Don't argue with me. Either freaking bring legal proof, or I'm gonna do it anyway. And that's why I do this videos here. I know my rights. I know that there's gonna be some jackass that's gonna try to trample them anyway and tell you otherwise. But I know what my legal rights are. If I want to make a bomb and, make a video about the instructions on how to make a bomb, I can fucking do that. If I want to tell you that you should bomb YouTube, I can do that too. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I could bomb YouTube, given the shit that they do is so outrageously terrorist and criminal that there's not a court in the world that could do anything to stop me. The worst they could possibly get on me as far as charges goes is vigilantism. Vigilantism does not apply to war. It only applies to civilian life. So first they would have to argue whether or not that the crimes they committed were crimes of warfare or crimes of domestic. And then from there, then they could claim if I was a vigilante or not, assuming I were to actually build a bomb and blow up YouTube. But I'm just making a point. Know the fucking law.